Hey everybody, welcome back to John's Comics with Kids, and I got a special edited video for you today, looking back at my whole collection thanks to Joel the Geek, and I linked his channel and his video down below. He had a 12-question sort of questionnaire asking me about my collection, the history of me with my comics, and it made me want to look back at some of my favorite books, and I'm going to share those with you. If that sounds like something you want to check out, then watch this video. That's right, 12 questions, 12 deep dives into my favorites in the comic book world. And we're starting off right here with question number 1. What was the first comic book I remember buying? And this is a tough one. I've gone through several times trying to think of what that first comic might have been. And I know for sure that one of the first ones I remember is this. This is The Incredible Hulk and Wolverine. Technically issue 1, but I don't know that there was ever an issue 2. It's a reprinting Incredible Hulk 180, 181, 182. It's got a wraparound cover with the Wendigo there on the back because nobody really cares that the Wendigo was in that storyline. Instead, it's got Wolverine and Hulk right there on the front. Shout out to Barbarian Kung Fu, who gave me this particular copy, but I have 2 of them thanks to friends in the community. And it's one of those stories that for me really set me up as loving the X-Men, as liking Wolverine a ton, and I remember buying it off a spinner rack from a Circle K. That's how long ago it was, when I visited my grandmother. So this book definitely would have been one of the earliest ones. But let's check out question number 2. Question number 2 is, what did you read most recently? And that would be this, Sandman by Neil Gaiman. I've never read it before. This is my first time ever reading it. This is Trade Volume 1, Preludes and Nocturnes. This is an 8-issue saga, and I thought this was very, very good. For a deeper dive into what my thoughts were, you should check out Comic Chop News, where I joined Jennifer from Comic Books Will Break Your Heart, and we had a little conversation about this trade. As the rookie who was first time reading it, I think it was a lot of fun taking a little time to discuss the Sandman. All right, time for question number 3. Question number 3 is about my all-time favorite character, and I'll tell you this changes constantly, but one of the guys always there at the top is going to be this gentleman, the Daredevil, and I absolutely think he is one of those characters that holds up remarkably well. Whether you like him in the yellow costume when he first got started, or whether you prefer the red costume from later on, every artist that I ever loved has had a turn talking about this incredible character. You know, whether you're a Frank Miller fan, and I am definitely a Miller fan, and I love this run where you get some of that incredible battles with the Punisher. You get introductions of characters like Elektra and Bullseye, but then I could go on into Brubaker and how much I love that run. The current Zdarsky run is phenomenal. I'm a Bendis fan. I think the Bendis run might be one of my all-time favorites. It's probably right there with Miller and Zdarsky. So I just think he's a character that holds up well, and every writer who's taken a turn has done something special with it. All right, so let's take a look at question number 4. Question number 4 is, what is your favorite team in comic books? And this is obviously a no-brainer for anyone who follows my channel. It's going to be the X-Men. New or old, you take your pick. For me, I love the new team. I'm a big Storm fan. Anything to do with her and Nightcrawler and Colossus, I am definitely all in on. So for me, rereading it even lately with Justin from No Good Comics, I've taken a really deep appreciation for what this incredible saga has offered me as a fan. I do love seeing their ups and downs and the new team members who come in and the old team members who leave, and how the story always evolves. I think it's a really deep read. So that would definitely be my number 1 team. All right, time for question number 5. Question number 5 is asking about, what is your favorite event or crossover? And obviously for me, I've talked about this one a ton. I am a big Secret Wars fan. it's not, for me, it's not just about issue number 8, which is obviously a seminal issue if you're a Spider-Man fan. I think this whole saga is just gold. I know that it can be cheesy, I know that it's dated, I know that there are flaws in certain things that happen in the story, but the artwork is superb. I love the storyline for Doctor Doom. I think several characters get a really great event out of this. I have obviously an entire raw copy run of this, and I plan on slowly trying to get a 9/8 set to go with it. It's just a whole lot of nostalgia for me, and it would be my number 1. All right, question number 6. Question number 6 asks, who is your favorite writer? For anyone following my channel, you know lately that my favorite writer is Chris Claremont from the X-Men. I don't even have enough room for these giant guys to sit here, but I'll do my best and then hold them so they don't fall over. This would be the number 1 best story for me, the best writer. I am super grateful to be having this entire run in my collection, but now I can go and read them without worry of damaging them because I have them in these as well. All right, I'm not going to let these fall. Let's move on to question number 7. Whew, that was a lot to hold, but thankfully now we're on to question 7. Who is your favorite artist? And this is a tricky one. I don't know that I could pick just one, but I went with Mike Zeck. I'm a big fan of his art style and his version of Spider-Man, his version of Secret Wars, Punisher. He just drew a lot of my childhood, and I think that his work captures a lot of the characters the way I imagine them. So I'm a big Mike Zeck fan. He's just supremely a talented artist. So let's move on to question number 9. Didn't want to skip question 8 though. Movies, I'm a classical kind of guy, and this is one of the few times that DC is going to sort of highlight the list. My favorite superhero movie is still the original Superman. Love a ton of the MCU films. I think there's a lot of great superhero movies coming out right now. I just rewatched Batman Forever. Holds up, by the way. But this is, for me, the iconic, the original for me. The one that holds all of the emotions of a great origin story and captures what I want out of that movie. So, Superman, the movie, definitely ranks high. Now, number 9. Question number 9 is a little complicated for me. It's, what is your favorite indie comic book? I'm going to give you 2 examples. I'm going to go with, first, Jeff Lemire's Descender. I'm a big fan. I think this is just absolutely the best thing that's ever come out of Image. I'm a huge fan of the art style. Dustin Nguyen really captures an unusual look for this futuristic tale. And then, of course, yeah, Jeff Lemire tells an epic, heart-wrenching story. I'll also go with Fables. This is from Vertigo, and I've collected this entire run, and I've been on several channels discussing it, and the more I read it, the more I love it. So those will probably be my 2 favorite indies. Both of them are finished and have an endpoint, so you could go and read those entire runs if you wanted. All right, on to question 10. All right, question number 10 is, what is your favorite graphic novel? And I'm going to take this one pretty literally and actually choose a Marvel graphic novel. This is God Loves, Man Kills. I think this is just a classic example of what makes Chris Claremont so talented. I love the giant magazine-sized format. The artwork is amazing. So if you've never read God Loves, Man Kills, this is just a masterpiece. And it is a Marvel graphic novel specifically. Absolutely love it. Let's move on to question 11. Question 11 is, what is your favorite floppy or trade paperback? And I'm going to give you a twofer because they're by the same writer and artist. We're talking Daredevil Born Again, Miller and Mazzucchelli. The team behind Batman Year One. These are, for me, the greatest examples of what a trade paperback can do. These stories are powerful. They're less, at least Born Again, less focused on just the hero, more focused on the universe they inhabit. And when that universe is put into question, what do these heroes do to reply? These are masterpieces. I absolutely love it. And those are 2 that I can't help but recommend to everybody. Which actually takes us to question 12. The last question is Marvel or DC? And look, I got both of them here, so how do I pick just one? Well, I think if you watched this list, you know I'm something more of a Marvel guy. I tend to have a lot more Marvel books, and I like more of the Marvel universe as a whole. So I'm going to go with Marvel, although I do really, really love the Batman universe and the Green Lantern universe a ton. So that's it. 12 questions answered. Hopefully I didn't take up too much of your time. Check out Joel the Geek if you haven't, and if you feel like giving the answers to these 12 questions on your YouTube channel, I would love to see it. Definitely drop me a link when you do. Thanks everybody, and have a good day.